Now the Lord God had planted a garden in the east, in Eden, and there he put the man he had formed.
I was going to be tagging along for the first couple of days of this year's RiverTrek, and I wanted to explore the area around the Apalachicola River. This is the Garden of Eden Trail. It takes us through steephead ravines, cut over time from sand or clay hills by trickles of water. Steepheads are moist pockets of biodiversity. The lush plant life was one reason that Bristol resident E. Calloway thought he had found the Eden of the Bible. Another reason was the Apalachicola River.
A river flows out of Eden to water the garden, and from there it divides and becomes 4 branches.
Calloway replaced the Tigris and Euphrates with the Flint and Chattahoochee. Whether he was right or not, he's one of many who have found paradise by the Apalachicola. Next week, after paddling about 20 miles, we're going to stop here and camp at the Bluffs sandbar. I hope it's the angle. It looks like we have a lot less of it than we did last year, but we'll see.
Talk to your trip leaders, but as far as I know, we just need to stay tuned for Dan coming back to give the sandbar report after the hike. He's just going to go down and check out the sandbar and come back.
The 5-day, 107-mile journey begins near the Jim Woodruff Dam. The management of the river flow by the Army Corps of Engineers has been the focus of a decades-long battle. After years of drought, things came to a head last year.
We're on track now to be the lowest year ever.
Just yesterday, the Secretary of Commerce determined that a fishery resource disaster occurred for the oyster stocks in the Apalachicola Bay.
These guys are working all day long for 3.5 bags. You can't make a living.
Mr. Tosmeyer.
Thank you, Senators. Apalachicola Riverkeeper appreciates the opportunity.
The Riverkeeper fights for more water for the river and bay.
Go Riverkeepers!
River trekkers raise funds for the Riverkeeper and raise awareness of the river and its issues.
When I ask my colleague, hey, I'm wondering if you'd sponsor me because I'm going to paddle in RiverTrek this year, and they say, well, what is RiverTrek? Then I have this opportunity to have a dialogue with my neighbor, my colleague, a family member. So I am not only raising funds, but more importantly, I'm raising critical awareness about the organization and what's going on with the river and the bay.
After record low flows last year, rain this year has kept the water higher.
The river is moving pretty fast this year, so it's a little bit easier on people.
Ken has a GPS, and he's told us that he's averaging somewhere between 5.5 and 6 miles.
And we were averaging about 4 last year, so we obviously are.
Obviously, it is speedier. It just doesn't feel speedier.
With all the excursions yesterday, we got a little behind schedule, so it's kind of hard to tell.
So I thought what we'd do today is go for a little hike. This stream down here coming out is called Means Creek, named for Bruce Means. He used to bring his ecology classes up here and show them this habitat. And we might see some rare critters or rare plants or Bigfoot or who knows what.
The
Apalachicola Blue Spring. Yeah, that was actually George's idea, and it turned out to be pretty fantastic. Bit of a hike through some relatively untrailed woods. We got back to the spring. The spring was beautiful.
So how'd you find this place originally?
Well, yeah, my friend, when I went down the river last with Michael Lampman, and he's really good with the GPS. And we were pretty much doing anything we could off the main channel.
Right.
We went to a lot of out-of-the-way places. Some I hope to visit again on this trip. We'll see.
Cool.
Ooh, boy, that would wake you up. That would wake you up.
Back in the sandbar, we were reminded of how people use the river.
Well, that would be kind of living off the land artifact. Ingenious.
It's like more houseboats now than I saw last time.
It's heartening to come down the river and see the use. I mean, this river is the focal point for all of these communities. The houseboats are a chance for them to come out and live on the water. They're out here year-round, and we're just getting to the busy season. People using the houseboats, the hunters and fishermen, and now that's cooled off a little bit.
Venison chili. Jennifer made this. A friend of mine provided the venison. I did some work for him, and then he decided he would give me some. And I said, baby, whip that up.
That's nice.
And she did, because she's good like that.
So we're gonna go down there?
No.
We're here.
I think so.
Okay. We're here. There he is. The intrepid river keeper.
The captain has spoken.
All right.
Earlier, Dan had scoped out the usual day one campground.
So we're looking at the camp here just to see if we have enough room. Obviously the water is running twice as many cubic feet per second this year, so it's also about twice as high. So that's actually made the usable area much smaller.
As we see in part 2 of our RiverTrek 2013 adventure, smaller sandbars mean more water in places we can paddle. And we ask the question.
We've got more fresh water, the flow is good, so isn't everything just all cured now?
For more information on RiverTrek, visit the Apalachicola Riverkeeper website. There, you can also find maps for the Apalachicola Blue Way Trail. The Garden of Eden Trail features some of the steepest hiking in Florida. For more information, visit the Nature Conservancy Apalachicola Bluffs and Ravines Preserve website. For WFSU, I'm Rob Diaz de Villegas.